Welcome to this section of the virtual assistant course. Today I'm going to teach you how to use Zoho as a CRM tool to manage your clients' information. Remember, CRM means customer relation management, and this is what most customer service representatives usually do. They use softwares to manage clients' information. So they don't manage them from WhatsApp, they don't manage them from emails, they manage them from a platform, and those platforms are called CRM tools. In the course of this course, we actually talked about how to use HubSpot to manage your clients' information. That means that we have different tools you can use as CRM. We have ClickUp, we have Monday.com, we have Pickup, we have Zoho, we have HubSpot, we have a lot of them. For this course, we are handling two. We talked about HubSpot, and now I'm going to talk about Zoho. Please kindly help me subscribe to the channel, like this video. It's going to be the same interface, so it's not going to be a very long ride like that. Now let's proceed. So you just come to zoho.com, or put the link in the video description, and you click on sign up, or you click on get started for free, so that we can actually register for a free account. And then once we are here, we don't want to register with any email, we cannot click on register with Google. Is that okay? Of course, you know that I usually do this. So I'm going to click on Google, and it's going to open an interface for me, and I'm going to choose the email that I want to register. Of course, I still want to register with the Dennis affiliates that I've been using throughout this course. So you can use any email, or you can put your email and your password and try to log in. So I now give Zoho access to my email so that you can be able to pull out information from my email and register for me on Zoho. They're going to ask us a few questions, and from there, we're just going to go into the dashboard where I'm going to show you how to use it. Of course, say welcome Dennis affiliate. They are seeing that they are thinking Dennis affiliate is my name. Dennis affiliate. Let's leave it the way it is and click on agree and click on create an account. All right. So if I have an existing account, I can link it here. Of course, I have an existing account, but for this class, I want to teach you how to use it for free. Now, there are a lot of things you can use Zoho to do. Most of you who are watching this video from Nigeria, especially those of you who reside in Lagos and Abuja, you should notice that Zoho advertised a lot in these two locations. So Zoho is very popular, and that's why I included it in this course. Is that okay? So there is used to do a lot of things. You can use it to manage email, CRM, books, decks, etc. There are a lot of things here you can actually use it to do, project and all of that. But we want to actually use it to manage CRM. So we'll come to CRM and click on try now. Is that okay? So if you want to use it to manage project, why not? You can go ahead. So let's proceed, and then you can say click access to Zoho. So click on access to Zoho, and it's going to take us directly there. Let's give it some time, and it's taking us to the interface. The interface is actually going to look like the one on HubSpot that we took earlier in this course. Is that okay? So let's allow it to open, and we're going to continue. So it's currently loading. Please let's allow it. It say getting started. What's your company's name? So my company's name is Express Tech. All right. So even if you don't have a company, right, just put any company name. Is that okay? So it doesn't. You don't have to have a company. Just put. You can even put your name there. What is your employee count? Let's say my employee counts are 50. And then we click on get started. All right, so just fill in any information so we can get access to this information. Say invite people and all of this. We don't want to actually invite anybody for now, so we want to actually leave this interface and click on here to leave the interface. Now it's going to bring us to the whole interface, and this is how the whole interface looks. Everything is showing 000. Why? Because it's a new account and we have not done anything yet. So if I've opened any deal or untouched deals or call anybody or create a lead, you will see all of them here. In fact, these things are called components. You can even add more components to this. Is that okay? For example, let's say if I come here and click on this three-dotted line here, you can see we have add component. We order all of these things, view in full screen and all of that. So let's say I want to add a component, and that component will be what name should I give it? Let me say I want to give it Express Tech. Is that okay? All I have to do is there's a place to show me to select what kind of component do I want to add. Do I want to add list component, revenue this month, this pipeline, account this month, or anything? I want to add component to all these things you are seeing. That's why you are seeing it here. So maybe revenue this month, account this month. So under lead generation target, I can just click on this add component and there's something that comes up. So I'm just showing you how everything that you can do is here. So if I want to add a component, I can add a component, and here you can see what do you want to add: a chart, a KPI, a comparator, and all of this. Let's say I want to add a KPI because I actually like a KPI because it measures your growth. So I'll click on KPI, and opportunity will be given to you. What kind of KPI do you want to add? Do you want to add revenue this month, revenue this month? See the way it is looking, revenue this month, and all of this. So I want to add a revenue this month so they can be able to track. The KPI means, sorry, I just choose anyone, but let me tell you what KPI. KPI is when you are measuring your result. Is that okay? So let's say I want to click on this one, and then of course you can now bring us what is the KPI's name or whatever we want. So the component's name is, let's say we want it as Express Tech. I like using it as Express Tech, but like again I say, you can use anything. Since it's KPI, it's going to manage our leads. Is that okay? Choose anything that you want. Now it has managed our leads, and then what is the duration? You can just choose converted time leads. Anything you want to create here, you can actually do it. The what is the duration? You can say this week, sorry, this month, because we actually choose the month. And then what is the dashboard? You can just use it as organization overview, and then let's scroll up and say display as shortened numbers, display a component field. So you can click on this one and then click on here, and then you can choose anything that you want here. That's if you want to create. Please, you will not really be needing this. I'm only showing you that you can add component before I show you what to use in order to manage your client's information as a CRM tool. Is that okay? Now let's proceed, and once we are done with whatever we want here, this is how a component is supposed to appear. This one here, that's how it's supposed to appear. So we'll click on done, and let's see. If you scroll down, you can see that. Let's click on get started, and then you can see that we now have Express Tech. If I double click on this Express Tech, it's supposed to show me a lot of information. This display is going to show me all the information that we choose. So that's why I'm showing you that you can add more components to it. It's not just that the one that follows Zoho is here. You can add as many as possible. So with this, I can now click on save, and this is now saved. All right, so updated successfully, and let it come down. So this is now our dashboard. Let me scroll down to see it. Yes, we now have it as Express Tech because we actually name it Express Tech. So you can name it whatever you want to name it, and you can see it. So the very first thing I just taught you is how to add a component, and I say you should come here, and then you can click on add component and choose whatever you want and do it. Is that okay? If you have a lot of too much components here, of course you can search them from here. All right, you can search them from here and they will come up, and then if you click on here, you can see that this one here is also used to add more more records to whatever you are doing. You want to add leads, you want to add contacts, we have everything here, but in case you want to add them, you click on this plus sign here and add all of them. Is that okay? You want to do some settings in your account, you can see that we now have everything here. So let's let it to open completely. You can see my account and see how everything is looking. You can decide to change the colors of whatever you want. You see, you can see how the colors have changed. You can decide to change it from here. You can see how everything has changed. For now, let's leave it at this, and then I can now click on outside. Everything has now been affected. So this is how everything is looking. Now let's now go into the major thing, which has to do with using it as a CRM tool to manage your clients' information. Looking at your left, you have home, which is what we have covered, and then we have a report. It can show you reports, which can show you analytics, it can show you your requests, it can show you agents. Is that okay? Now here is where we have the CRM space, and under CRM space we can now see that we have sales, leads, contacts. Under sales is where our major work is supposed to be. Let me close it. You see, let me close this, and you can see that this is exactly what we have. Now if you come here and open it, you can now see that inside sales we have leads, we have contacts, we have accounts, we have deals, we have forecasts, and everything here. Now the major focus for this video is actually under sales. Is that okay? So we are going to talk about how to manage leads, the contacts, and account, deals, etc. Is that okay? For these other ones, we don't actually need them for now, but if you want to go through them, you can tell me in the comment section and I'll make a video for it. But as a virtual assistant, your focus is under sales. Is that okay? Now let's click on leads. Let's start from leads because we are going to talk about two, the leads and the contacts. If you click on leads, let it refresh. I think the network is a bit slow, but let it refresh, and it will show us the interface where we will create leads. Why is opening? Let me explain something. When you took that video on HubSpot, I do tell you that if you are a customer support agent and you have been employed in any firm or any company or with anybody, what they expect you to do is they give you access to their CRM tool, which is in this case Zoho, or in that case HubSpot. Once you are here, they have all their leads, they have all their customers. Your duty is, let's say somebody goes to their website, buys something and has a problem in that website, and they click on contact us, and they click on let's say a call or a message. Let's say for example a call. You are the one who will receive the call. And where will you receive the call? On Zoho. Why? Because the contact us page on their website, it has been integrated with Zoho. It's not your duty to integrate it, so don't worry. So it has been integrated on Zoho. So your duty is wake up in the morning, open Zoho, and when a call comes in, you pick. Remember in HubSpot, I do say that once a call comes in, the first thing you do is to do what? Search for the person's name. If the person's name is not there, you now create a lead or a contact for the person. Is that okay? So when you create a contact for the person, so you'll be asking people, hello, how is it? What is your name? What's your email? Where are you calling from? How can I help you? All this information you're asking is so that you can be able to create a dashboard or a lead or a contact for that person. Do you understand? The same thing you do on that hotspot as a customer agent is the same thing you do here. Is that okay? Now, what is the difference between a lead and a contact? Please let me explain before we proceed. A lead is actually somebody who is a potential customer. He's not yet the customer. He's a potential customer. So let's say he calls to inquire about something. Is that okay? So that person is a lead. The person who is a contact is actually somebody who has purchased from you, who has bought something from you. Is that okay? Somebody who has bought something from you is already a contact. But somebody you are trying to persuade to buy something from you is a lead. So if somebody is coming, you are trying to persuade someone to buy, you create a lead for the person. If somebody who is already an existing customer, you find a person or create a contact for that person. Are we clear? So let's say we start with leads, and if I click on leads, we now see that you can create a lead or you can import a lead. For example, I do say also in where we're talking about effective cold calling, that when you are being hired as a cold caller, they will have the contact already. The company already has their contact. All you have to do is they import the contacts to their CRM too. Your duty is just to be calling. Your duty is not to find any contacts. Your contacts are already there. Your duty is to call, let's say 10 a day, 20 a day, depending on what they want you to do, and then to market to them and make sales. Is that okay? Now, let's say you already have up to 1,000 contacts and you want to import. You can put them in a Excel sheet or CSV format, any kind of CSV format, and you import them here. But if you don't want to import and you want to create one by one, you can click on create an account, create a lead. So when you create a lead, it's going to open a file, a data file for that person. So you're going to put the person's name, the person's email, the person's phone number, everything about the person. You're going to put it here. I don't know, my network is a bit slow. Please allow it to load. All right, so the contact form has been opened, and you can see that we now have the leads form has been opened, and you can now see. So let's say somebody call and you're trying to input the person's name. So you just have to now start typing the person. What's the person's name? All right. Of course, here we have the person who owns the account is Dennis Affiliate. For example, in your own case, it may be your company's name. Is that okay? But because I use Dennis Affiliate to register, you can see that it's here. Now, what's the name of the person? Of course, you can now start typing. What's the title of the person? I'm a teacher. What's the phone number of the person? I choose this phone number. And then what is the mobile number? Of course, everything here is the same. Is that okay? You just choose the same number. And then what is the lead source? You can now click on here. And then let's say the person is cold calling, or choose any kind of lead form that you want. What is the industry? Please just choose anything. Is that okay? Especially if you're on call with that person, you won't just have to waste time calling on those things. You just fill the important thing, which is the phone number, the email, and the name. And then later on, you can now fill all this information from what you discuss with the person. Is that okay? So you can say email option out. Let's leave it like this. And then annual revenue, you can just leave it like this. And then come here. What is the last name of the person? You can now say Dennis Tech, or I can just put Dennis, my full name, Dennis Onigya. Or is the email address? I can just put this particular email address, and then just fill what is the website. You can put the website. Most of these things are not actually that important. The most important things are the company name, of course, the last name, the email, the title, the phone number, and this one. So once you are done, you just scroll down, ensure that you fill out everything that is important to you. Is that okay? Then address information. If there's any need for you to add any address of the person, you can go ahead and add all this information. The description, why did he call? What do you want him to do? Do you want him to buy something? Anything about that call, you put it here as a description. We did this from the other class. Is that okay? And now you can now click on save. And once you click on save, it's now going to open the dashboard of this name, Dennis Tech. Are you understanding me? So remember, even in hotspot, I keep referring to hotspot because we have passed through that class. In that hotspot as well, we also have a situation where we manage each of the clients. I do say that if somebody called and you research the person's name and the person's name is there, or you have created a lead for the person, a dashboard for the person, you can go into the dashboard of that person and manage the person. So you can create a note, you can call the person, you can message the person. You can remember now, you can call the person, email the person, and do whatever you want to do. So when you click on save, it's going to actually take you to that dashboard where you will do all of these things. Is that okay? I'm sorry that the network is a bit slow, but let's allow it to open and I will continue. So it has opened the interface for us, and you can see that this is the dashboard of this particular lead, Dennis Tech. Is that okay? So this is the particular lead for this Dennis Tech. So under the particular lead, you can see that these are the information we put: our email, our phone number, and this, of course, the mobile number. The status that we choose is this one. Of course, you can change it from here as well. And then these are all the information about this particular person. Is that okay? The dashboard of that person. So this is where, if this person has called before, of course, like contact, you can see all other information. Is that okay? Of course, if you come here, you can see all these things here, but most of them here are not all that important. But the one that is important for me is here. Like again, I said, you can also create a note for it. So if this person called because of what? Is that okay? This person called because of what? Let's click on notes, and then you can now add a note to it. Is that okay? You can add a note and say, okay, this person called because maybe he has an issue with his wristwatch that he bought from our website, and he wants something issue like that, you know, or you want him to actually buy a house from you and all of that. That's the note. I talked about this in HubSpot. So you now put a note so that even if you are not the one on duty that day, even if you are not the one on duty, maybe your colleague comes online, you can be able, if this person call, you can be able to search for the person and see that, okay, this person already has an issue, and your colleague can also create another note for this same lead, so that when you come in another day, you can see that, oh, this person has called again and my colleague has responded to the person, and you can even see why he called. That's why you are creating this note. You can create the note, and then of course you can see here, you can attach whatever you want to attach, and you can see everything here. Now let's scroll up. This is the note. Click on add new note. So you can add any note that you want. Let's say he called for an inquiry, or whatever you want to write. So you just have to call for an inquiries. Right, so just have to type whatever you want to type here as the note, so that, of course, like I told you before, so that when somebody who you are working with or doing shift with can see it, and if this person called again the next time, you can actually see, you can actually research to know that, oh, this person has called before, and you know the issues, even if you are not the one who created this lead for the person. So this is how to see. You can add as many things as you want here, but the most important thing here is the note. Is that okay? So you can add all these connected records, chances, all these things here, that what we have here, all this is line up here, is what we have here. Is that okay? If you don't want to scroll down, you can now see all of them from here. You can invite the person to a meeting. I've told you that you can call do a meeting directly from here. You can send an email. Of course, you can see if you want to reach out to the person, you can send it from here. Of course, you have to connect it to your right email that you will use. We did that in HubSpot. Is that okay? So you can just scroll down. Let's see. If you want to send maybe an attachment, there's an attachment here. Maybe you want to send a document or something. There's some attachment here. You see it here. You can click on attachment, and you can now attach one or two things. Is that okay? Now remember, I said this thing is a lead. This person is a lead. It's a potential customer. He's not yet a customer, right? So let's say after you have done everything, you have messaged him, you have sold to him, you have preached the message of whatever you are selling to him, and he now buys the product. Once he buys the product, you can now convert him to a contact. Is that okay? To convert him, of course, you need to come back to the interface like this and click on convert. Once you click on convert, there will be a space for you to actually convert that person to one of your contacts. That's okay. Remember, he's still a lead at this level. He has not bought anything. He's just still a potential customer. So let this thing load, and I will show you. All right, so this is it, and you can say create a new deal for this account. Is that okay? You can now click on here, and then you can now click a new deal. Even if you don't create a new deal, is that okay? Even if you don't want to create a new deal for the person, just untick it and create convert. You will automatically convert this person to a contact. Is that okay? But if you think that you want to create a new deal account, I'll show you what a deal account is. You can click on this new deal account and click on convert. But I do not want to convert because I'm just currently teaching you. So I will now click on cancel, and it now returns me back to Dennis Tech interface. Is that okay? So it has now returned us back. You can now see that we now have one lead here. Is that okay? So if I want to open it, it's just for me to click on it and I will open it and then do whatever I want to do from the dashboard, and I will now return here. Is that okay? Now if I want to create another lead, of course you can now click on here to create another lead. If you want to import, please click on this more here, this more button here, and then you see where you can actually import, right? So you can see you can import leads, import notes, import Facebook AdSync, and all of these things here. But I've just shown you how to create it. You can go ahead to create it. If you want to see more things about this particular leads, you can filter them from here. Let's say you want to filter them by the activities, you want to filter them by this, and you can see everything about this here. That is what lead is, and of course I've showed you how to also convert it to a contact. Now if you want to create a contact, it's still the same process. You just come to contact, click on contact, and it's also going to open a contact interface for you to now create a contact. Is that okay? Contact also to be open. Of course, it's the same process. You can create a contact or you can import a contact. The contact should be in CSV format. I keep saying this. If you want to import, it's in CSV format. Is that okay? But as a virtual assistant or a customer support agent or a code caller, the company will already have the data for you. They will already have the information for you here. Your own duty is just to call or respond to calls. Is that okay? But I'm just teaching you in case they give it to you and say we don't know how to import it, you import it. You can now import it. If they are not in CSV format, please ensure that you convert them to CSV. CSV format means they need to be in Excel sheet. You need to take them to Excel and arrange them. That's okay. From here, you can also click on create a new contact, because we don't want to import anyone because we don't have any. You can click on create contact and it will open the same interface. Of course, you can see it for us to fill. You just have to fill the same interface, and when you are done, it will take you to the same dashboard where you can manage and you can see everything. Now if I create anything here from the interface, you will not see where to convert. Why? Because this is already a contact. The convert is only on the lead. Is that okay? I don't want to actually go because the video is becoming long, and I do say that it will not be too long. So please check the video description to take the one on hotspot. The two of them, if you take the two of them, you will understand better. Is that okay? All right, so that is that for that. And let's just click on cancel, and then we now come here. Now you can see that from here we have accounts. You can click on accounts to see the accounts. And now let me explain something under accounts. See, for example, I am a project manager, for example. Not even for example, I'm a project manager. I usually manage people's projects, especially when it has to do with web designing. That okay, people give me their website to manage, and they give me some advertisement to advertise for them. So let's say I'm using CRM tool to manage for them. What I have to do is I'll come to my CRM tool and I will create different accounts for different people that I'm managing. That okay, this person say, please, I want to derive, say, please help me run advertisement, help me design a website, help me talk to my customers, help me do this. I'll come here, create an account for that company, and then another person comes to me again. I'll come here and create a different account for that person. Is that okay? If I click on this create account, you see the information that they will demand of me in order to create that account. And once I'm able to create it, see it, what is the account owner, the account name, the account size, the parent account, the account number, see everything here. I can create everything here and manage everything from here for that person. And from this account, everything you are doing is only inside that of account. And if I click on save, it will take me to the dashboard where I'm going to manage that account. Is that okay? So that's what account is. And the same thing is also for deals. Is that okay? Deals is just like, is the same thing. Deal, just the way you manage for account, you can manage for project, for example. All right, projects are like just run an ad for 1 week, and then you just try to run an ad for that deal. Let's say this deal is to sell the particular real estate. Let's create an account to run it, or let's do one or two things to do marketing to do. We are using Zoho, so you just try to create a deal for it. If you're a virtual assistant, most times you will actually be prompted to create most of this account, but this deal account are actually for people who are actually helping other businesses as independent people. For example, somebody like me. All right, I don't actually apply for jobs now, but for you who want to apply for job as customer support and you want to use Zoho to manage clients information, you actually revolve around leads and contact. Is that okay? But if you want to actually help other people's brand to manage their brands and do other things, you are now a pro in it. That's when you now use accounts and deals. Is that okay? Now, if you want to add some documents, let's say you want to add some MS Word document, you want to add a PDF document, you want to add any document at all that you want to add to your Zoho in order for you to use in doing whatever you want to do. This is where you use it. You come to documents and you can actually create a document from here. Now, for example, what am I talking about document? You can either import a document or you can start typing a document. For example, if let's say you want to write an article, for example, in an MS Word document, you don't have to go to Google Docs and type it from there and now download it, import it. There is a particular document here where you can actually start typing your document, and that's where we have this document here. You can come here and then come to this plus sign here. You know, under this folder you can come to this plus sign here and you can say create a folder or associating. Let's create a folder, and then you can now type whatever you want. Let's say it's Dennis, and then just leave everything the way it is, or you can just ensure that you fill them. And I'll come here, and this is where I have my account. I can upload a document like I told you, or I can create a document. Let's say I want to create a document. I can create a document. You can see I can Zoho Writer, Zoho Spreadsheet, Zoho Show, upload file, and all of this. I want to actually create Zoho Spreadsheet. I can click on here and Zoho Spreadsheet will be created for me, and I'll start imputing my, see the way it looks exactly like Google Sheet or Microsoft Excel. So when you create it, it will automatically be on your Zoho. Do you understand? So you don't have to go to Google Sheets, Google this and all of that. You can do everything from here and make it so. Is that okay? So let's return back, and you can create, like again I said, you can let me click on here. You can create Zoho Writer, which is Google blank document, and you can bring in a template. You can do whatever you want to do from here. If you want to use it, you want to use it to run advertisement. I've mentioned advertisement when I was talking about it. You can come to campaign, and you can see that you can create a campaign. You can run advert targeting people. Now remember, like I said before, if you are being hired as a cold caller, the company will have a lot of contacts. They will have like 10,000 contacts, 40,000 contacts here. Your duty is to be calling every day. Now, let's say you want to market to them. You can actually send an advertisement from here directly. Now, I think when I was teaching you in the when I was actually teaching you in day 2, I told you that under your email we have a particular place where we have let you open and I will show you. You know, people actually run advertisement to target emails too, not just running advertisement on Facebook, Instagram. They can run advertisement to target you. And in day 2, I told you that if you come to promotion under your email, you can see that under your email we have this promotion. Every email coming here, especially the ones that are marked with sponsored. I don't know. Okay, I've seen sponsored here. This sponsor here, they're actually targeted by people, and this contabo, I don't even know them. They must have scraped my email from Google or somewhere and run an email or a campaign, or sorry, an advertisement to target me, and they run it from their CRM too. Is that okay? They run it from there. So you can create a campaign just the way you create on an advertisement. Start running advertisement on Facebook. If I create advertisement, I'll start running advertisement with it here directly to those contacts, and you can import the contact that you want to use to target. You can target those people and run advertisement. Are we clear? So that is it. Under the forecast is just not that a big deal, but you can actually configure something. You can track your sales. You can track how many people have responded to that email you have sent, how many people have responded to the calls, how many people have, you know, the focus is actually to see what you have done so far. It's just like, I call it an analytics. Is that okay? It's an analytics, just the way we have this analytics here as well. So all of that, these things here are integrated here. Like I said, we won't go into them because you don't need them, but we have activities, inventory, support. If you want to contact customer support, let's say something is not working here, can contact customer support. But your duty as a virtual assistant is focused on sales, and we have covered leads, contacts, account, deals, forecast, document, and campaign. So that's how to use Zoho as a customer support agent to manage your clients' information directly from here. Thank you so much for sticking from beginning to the end. Please kindly help me subscribe to the channel and like this video. I will see you in the next class.